guys, we're back and we're talking about the fear of the Lord. I want to pick up where I left off on the last podcast, where I made the statement, my definition of the fear of the Lord is that everything matters. Everything matters before God. That our bedroom times, our living room times, our church times, our work times, our day, our night, everything matters before God. This is another definition I'd give to the fear of the Lord. It's the revelation, and we've got to grow in this. It's the revelation that God sees, God cares, and God rewards. Let me say that again. God sees. He sees everything. He is omniscient. He knows all things. He sees all things. He cares, which means this: every act done, He cares about. He cares about the little cups of cold water hidden away from everybody's eyes, and He cares about what you do in your personal life. And number 3, He rewards. Every act. Matter of fact, one of the verses that's just been on me in this season is that you and I have an appointment coming up. The most important appointment of our life is that you and I one day will stand before Jesus Christ. The Bible says in 2 Corinthians chapter 5 that we will all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, and we will give an account for the deeds done in the body, whether good or bad. That we will stand before Him, and every act done in the body, every deed done in the body, the good deeds and the negative deeds, all the deeds will be laid before Him. Our whole lives will be laid before Jesus, and we will come into full revelation in that day that He saw everything, He cared about everything, and He will reward everything based on whatever you did. Now that is terrifying, but that's also comforting. It's terrifying in the fact of so much of our life is spent doing deeds that we're ashamed of and that we wish we had never done. And we know that if we do sin, we can run to Jesus and receive forgiveness. And I believe that we will receive forgiveness and not have to talk to Him about some of those things. However, there will be many senses of regret on that day that we stand before Him, when we thought we accumulated all this stuff in our lives, and we come before Him just to find that the fire of eternity is placed to our works and it's consumed in a moment. We see that in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, that Paul talking to the Corinthian church, and he says that the works, and he goes, let's just go there. You know what? I don't even want to quote it without going there. I want to quote 1 Corinthians 3 to you. And we're just talking about the fear of the Lord right here. The fear of the Lord is that everything matters, and that God sees everything, and everything will be rewarded. He says this. He says, now if anyone builds on this foundation with gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, or straw, each one's work will become clear for the day. Now he's speaking of the day of the Lord, the day when we stand before Jesus. The day will declare it, will make clear everything. It says, because it will be revealed by fire, and the fire will test each one's work of what sort it is. We will come before Him, and our lives will either been lived for time or it will be lived for eternity. And when the fire is applied to our works, it will either be burn up or it will last and carry through the fire. He says this: if anyone's work which he has built on it endures, passes through the fire, he will receive a reward. If anyone's work is burned, he will suffer loss, but he himself will be saved, yet so as through fire. Do you not know that you are the temple of God, that the Spirit dwells in you? My goodness. Now that's intense, as we understand that our whole lives are going to be applied. I picture it like a fire wash. You have a car wash where the car comes through. He comes in one way. He may come in dirty. He comes out clean. Our lives are going to pass through a fire wash. Our whole lives, everything that we've accumulated in this age, the choices we've made, and we are going to pass through the fire, and we will come out on the other side either carrying many rewards, or what we thought were rewards were burned up in a moment by the fire of God. Now that's the terrifying aspect of God, but there's another comforting aspect of God, because in the same promise and the same reality, we can know with confidence that whether or not man ever esteems anything we ever do, whether or not man ever sees it, declares it, or it looks great in the eyes of men, that we can do acts of justice, simple acts of cups of cold water, caring for a brother and sister in need, giving extra finances, giving out of even our lap to people that need help, contending for a breakthrough for a brother or sister, contending and healing for a brother or sister, acts of righteousness, being a peacemaker. All of these acts in secret, We are going to stand before Jesus one of these days, and I believe that there will be many believers that will be shocked on that day when Jesus begins to show all of the seemingly insignificant things, and Jesus begins just to undo his heart of saying, you moved my heart for 50 years of doing stuff in secret when no man saw it, and you will carry many rewards into the age to come. Beloved, that's the fear of the Lord. It's not just a, oh no. It's a fear that everything is sacred. Everything is holy. And whether or not man can esteem or give me the credit due for that, God sees it, he cares about it, and he rewards it. That's the fear of the Lord, is, oh my goodness, it all matters. Everything matters. There's not a lost second. There's not a lost season. There's not a lost hour in God, but that our whole lives are lived before the eyes of God who cares and rewards. That's exciting and terrifying, and I believe that's the nature of real love that makes me give my heart to Jesus, is the revelation that everything matters. Well, I want you just to think about some of those things, that 2 Corinthians 5 passage, 1 Corinthians 3, and begin to ask God, say, God, I want to live a life in light of eternity. Well, I bless you, and we'll keep talking about this thing.